Is this really a poor man's Yeezy, or is there more to it than just that?
Zachaboo Sneaker Reviews.
Welcome to the channel, my name is Zach. You can call me Zachaboo, and I'm here for you and any sneakers you might be curious about. No brand snobbing, no shaming whatsoever. And as you can see from the box itself, it is most definitely not a Yeezy. But because of the design language and this particular colorway, a lot of people out there have been dubbing these as a poor man's Yeezy, which it really isn't. This, my friends, is the Adidas Ozelia in the Savannah colorway. So after that B-roll, you guys probably have mixed reactions. Some people might say that, yeah, they do kind of share the same design language as some Yeezys, while others probably won't even see any resemblance. And to be honest, it's all a matter of perspective. But the least that I can do is give you guys some facts.
The Adidas Ozelia follows the trend of the revamped Oswego line from Adidas. The Oswego line, of course, starting back in 1996 as a lightweight running shoe for training and competition, which carried on into the early 2000s. Years later, in 2013, designer Raf Simons reimagined the silhouette, creating a product that was phenomenally successful, and that pretty much set the tone for the next years of sneaker designs to become chunky and overstated. Matter of fact, a lot of stylists actually credit the Raf Simons Oswego design as sort of like that spark which brought back the chunky sneaker trend, so I guess you can say that the DNA of the Ozelia actually traces back to a time way before Yeezys were even conceptualized.
Now you would think that just by looking at a sneaker like this, that the cushion is what makes it comfortable because it's really chunky and all. But in my personal opinion, it's gotta be that upper.
The Ozelia has what appears to be a full-on neoprene upper, and while I don't know if that's really the case, that's certainly what it feels like. But it isn't suffocating at all, at least not for me. These things feel more like a nice warm hug for your feet without limiting any sort of movement, but there's a reason they're lifestyle shoes. I wouldn't recommend working out in them since that upper might not have enough support. Add to that the fact that there is no heel counter, but if you're just lifting weights without any explosive movements, then you should be fine. Oh, and while it isn't a lot, the suede hits and the reflective pieces are a nice little addition to the overall design. But how do they fit and feel? Well, since Adidas sizing is kinda weird, I went with my usual half a size down, and that's what did the trick for me. Wide footers should be fine going true to size, but just note that the upper does have enough give, so it's best to try these on first. The cushion is really comfortable, I must say. More on the plush side of things, despite the fact that it's only listed as adiprene, which is the most basic of cushion setups from Adidas, but they are much more comfortable than other lifestyle models like the Stan Smith, the Superstar, or the Continental 80s.
I don't think that you can compare these directly to any Yeezy model, and that's because they weren't even based off of the same shoe.
These guys are an evolution of the Oswego line, while some Yeezys took inspiration from different lines of the past, as seen from the Yeezy 500, which basically takes the midsole of the Adidas EQT Elevation, or the Yeezy 700, which takes inspiration from other 90s models of Adidas.
But that's not to discredit Kanye in any way, so if you want the short answer, it's a no, meaning the Ozelia, the Oswego, or even the upcoming Ozra aren't to be considered as a poor man's Yeezy in any way. And that's because despite the similar colorways, they have very, very different price points. So no one's really gonna stop you from buying either one or even both for that matter.
Speaking of the colorway, I love it. And again, it's not because it looks like a Yeezy. I just love the whole desert tan sort of vibe, and that's probably why I like Tim's or desert boots, and yeah, even the Travis Scott Air Jordan 6s in British khaki. But if this isn't your style, there are a few other colorways to choose from, like an all-black pair if you like the stealthy vibe without giving off black Air Force One energy, a la Patrick Beverley. There's also a white and blue colorway with accents of neon green, but the most sought-after colorway would have to be that cream with a gradient sort of orange that literally makes these look like fire. Most recently, though, Adidas added a couple of colorways which also include an all-white pair with hits of silver. All of these for about $100 to $110 or around 5,500 pesos and should be available online and in-store.
And that does it for my review of the Adidas Ozelia. I do feel like Adidas should keep these in the market a little bit longer because it's low-key a really good shoe. From this line alone, and as I mentioned earlier, we already had the Oswego, the Sea-Locks, which weren't around for that long, the upcoming Ozra, and of course these guys right here, which I feel is the design that easily draws more people in when compared to the other ones that I just mentioned. Oh, and it's also nice to know that these guys are made with recycled materials. How much and what's the percentage, I don't know, but there was an indication on the box that said there were recycled materials. So if that matters to you, then yeah, hey, go for it. And while we may be past the height of that whole chunky sneaker trend, these are a great option if you're after comfort and style without breaking the bank. Now, as always, if you're interested in picking up a pair, then I will be leaving a link down below in the description box, and you're gonna find my socials there as well. But hey, if you found this video helpful in making a decision about these guys right here, or if you just like the content in general, then by all means, please hit that thumbs up button because it really does help me out a lot. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Enable post notifications and share my videos with your friends so we can get a nice community going on. And you can also leave your thoughts, suggestions, and experiences down below in the comment section. My name is Zach. You can call me Zachaboo. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.